range that the Nico ultimate has. So you are generally always going to be positioned at least relatively aggressive. We'll see if Fun can do a little bit better as well. I think you get in your first game, you definitely get a bit of a mulligan.
Yeah.
And he also got off to a bad start. But this is also a kid that was born in 2007.
Oh my
God.
God.
You know, give him, yeah, I know. Yeah, I read that and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I was already out of high school.
Yeah. Brom, also fine. The downside of this, obviously, is that your engage is going to be mostly just Ashe and Annie, which, as far as like quick trigger pulls go, is fine, but it is not as good when you're in a 5v5 standoff, because I think the team generally will be pretty responsive and aware of what is happening. Rel is good into Brom in the way that you can engage past his door, bad in the way that if the Brom has good reflexes, it will put up the door, hopefully an Emax door, and then, yeah, I know. And then you should be able to provide relative safety here.
Relative, I got it.
Yep.
Well played.
And goals here for either early game, DRX is going to look to just power farm Nocturne to 6 and then play the game. For the other end, it is obviously somewhat similar, but you do have a lot more early pressures. Thanatos is getting frogged hard. The flash, the Q!
The solo frogginating! And we just bring up Thanatos' stats, and we're like, look at him, he can play the jacks good. Frog's like, oh yeah?
Too close as Sata just died. Pulbay and Lucid setting up with double flash, the clean early kill.
Yeah, feels bad. Oh, there's the Pop Blossom. Does manage to find Pulbay there. He puts down a bear, and Satab is going to be answered quite nicely. Tibbers protect, and he also attack. Satab not quite there yet, but does at least have the null magic, as Sponge may face check. Oh, he's a blender, but he may get blended. Never mind. Thumb was not there. And they are actually going to get the fear down. And Lucid is going to have to try and get out of this one. I'm not sure. No, he's just not going to be able to. And so he's just dead. So Doctom gathers himself a kill. Can you make sense of that, Chronicle? I can't make sense of it as Thanatos takes damage in the top lane. As this champion. And if you do, putting the screws in becomes relatively easy, as there's a paranoia towards the top lane. Flash, leap strike, but the fear still connects, and that is going to be a very comfortable slice and dice. Still, Frog gets underneath the turret, and another leap strike will allow Thanatos to get himself out.
Atlas would have asked. He would have tried to figure it out as, oh, might have a team fight on our hands here.
And yeah, let's see. Teleport going to come forward here. It's Satab making his way in. Who is he dressed as, though, is the question. As that's a lot of Nocturnes, it's a lot of Blenders, it's a lot of Pokemon. But that is a big old bear. The arrow is going to sail off majestically, but does nothing. Magnet Storm, kind of fantastic into the backline. Pop Blossom finds some value, but not that much. Still, the bottom lane will be eradicated. And DRX, their team fighting this series, has been fantastic. Somehow Sponge is able to sail his way out. Still, Thanatos, he's kind of massive, and Pleta needs to try and get some crash downs, get some CC to work this one out. Satab just getting pull bait as well, as the Annie wants to be the one to tidy this up. Still, Sponge just walks back, somehow managed to get the majority of his health bar back. And Pleta's face checking these brushes. Pulbay, he can eat honey fruit. This is ridiculous, actually. When's the circle going to start coming around to make sure that they have to actually get out of there? As Sponge not going to get queued to death as the stun comes through. And maybe just maybe give up on it. He doesn't have a lot of mana left, I guess. Pleta not suffering from that one because he's got blue buff. And he's just going to try and lance him. There's another crash down. Frog will turn up. And Sponge with a Dustbringer will get the kill finally. But Yakety Sax was playing through my mind.
Yeah, if he could have stayed alive as Doctom?
Yeah, there's an arrow in the mid lane. Doctom is going to survive. He has to use every ability that he has. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Sponge is making his way in. There's the Pop Blossom. Hello, over, as he would say. And that is a very dead Pulbay. Once again, I can't get this Eternum Nocturne and Eternatus out of my mind right now.
The conspiracy?
Yeah, as Bon Bon has the same water fountain. They're really good, those fountains. They can be very difficult to clean, a lot of them, and they can get a little bit gross, but this one, pretty easy.
Lucid on angle. They know that that is
this minion in the river, as Pop Blossom's still going to fight too. Doesn't really matter who he's disguised as. The Ashe is just going to get obliterated. Thumb going to follow suit as well. And now DRX, they should be pretty guaranteed on this Dragon, but might be able to win more of a fight as well, as Pulbay looks to be the option. You can see Thanatos, difficult target here. And they look to try and lock down the Annie, but they're not going to be able to get there still. Drake going to be taken in the bottom lane. I think that, you know, Paranoia and Pop Blossom together were already just disgusting, but Magnet Storm on top of it, Big Croc coming in from the side, and Doctarm feathers down. Oh, man. It's really tough, as Counter-Strike is now off cooldown. That is a time to kill the Jax, and they're going to be able to utilize it very, very nicely here.
They're trying to go for a counterplay. There is no Nocturne here.
Teleport available, no Paranoia though. This is going to have to be an honest 5v5.
They should get it, but can they get away?
There's the flashes in, the 3-man Pop Blossom. It's immediately Poolbay that dies. Lucid wants to be able to secure the Baron, and he does so. Also manages to get a slam dunk on his way out, taxis his way through with a kill on the Crocodile, and Lucid, I think, is actually just going to be okay. Rahel running away from Sponge. And yes, there's a turret here, but is it actually going to be enough to save his life is the question. Is Rahel going to slow down the Sponge? And it's a beautiful little heist from D+.
Allowing him the opportunity to stay okay as... Oh, man, he's got... Oh, he's so
There are a lot bad guys detected. Bad guys... Oh, he's flashing! Looks for the Feather Storm, does Doctarm. Pop Blossom has to be used, and oh my goodness, that was almost worth talking about. But in the end, it was Thanatos just getting destroyed.
Pictures. And then even better, there is also, when you post a picture of your cat, there is a response. Hold up.
Okay. Sponge taking a fair bit of damage here as the bear comes down. Satab in a little bit of trouble here. Oh, the value from the thumb. Magnet Storm is a little bit late, but the Pop Blossom is still fantastic. I don't know whether it's going to be enough, though, because it's already started to go so poorly, and D+ finding themselves everything they need. That's going to be Thanatos getting the shutdown that he worked for himself.
It is, yeah.
There might be a reason for the name. As Lucid is now on the, maybe on the prowl of it.
Maybe dead.
He's very dead.
Didn't stopwatch, so that's good. Throw an Ashe ult at someone. That's it.
They did that as well.
They did. They do need to be careful, though, because Baron is live, and they are not ready for this whatsoever. That is a major oversight.
I would say that this is going in the cons column, as Thumb is going to be able to get in here.
Okay,
Lucid as well. Okay, never mind. This is going to be the 50-50, as a fake version of Satab will soar by. Here is the Paranoia. Thumb's in decent position, though, and they engage onto Frog. That's a big ult from Satab, but where's the follow-up? It's a dead Crocodile, and now it's D+'s turn as they launch themselves in. It's a triple kill immediately for Thanatos, and I think we know where the votes are going to go, as the Baron is going to be picked up. Oh my goodness, he's going to... Is it a Penta?
Wait.
Is it? Oh, he does get
out.
feared, and so therefore they're going to have to chase after Sponge, but I don't think it's going to happen. The Baron is going to be secured, though, and D+, I mean, they're all but set up to head us towards game number 3, the turnaround.
D+ do need to be a little careful. I do think in a position like this, I have a little bit more faith in D+, because they've been in positions like this a lot with this team.
There's also more of Malmortius and a Banshee's Veil, and a few items that give magic resist, and there is no pen on Satab at all.
Okay.
As Frog is just trying to fight Thanatos here and struggling a little. As we can see. Oh, is this the angle? Here it is. Magnet Storm comes in. The immediate destruction of the bottom lane. And look, if in doubt, just go back to what used to work. And that's kind of what used to work. In this game, as DRX, they will take down the bottom lane. There is still a Jax problem.
They need to deal with Jax, yeah.
The Jax solution isn't leave Renekton there to die to the Jax. But maybe the other solution is race?
Oh, yeah, we race. Absolutely.
Maybe that's what we're going to go for. Is okay, Frog is desperately trying to keep himself alive. I don't know whether he's going to be able to do it. Okay, Tibbers is here.
Oh my
God,
maybe
now with a whole bunch of members, they are just going to attack these Nexus turrets. They're trying to buy as much time as they can. The Frog, is he going to be able to get pullbait? That would be a lot of time that they're going to buy as the Nexuses are going down, and it's D+. That's secured in the end. The base race to end it all.
That must have been like a few seconds away.
Oh, that's within. That's got to be within a second. That's within a second. We
How?
9-game Nigeling Chronicler!
9-game Nigel!
So, we have a replay. I hope we get both. So, Rahel and Fum should have learned the lesson that they're gonna try and engage with you. That's the win part. Like, if you are with other people, you are fine. If not, you will die. But crucially here, the TP from Frog actually ends up losing the game, which is kind of crazy to me, because I think if he TPs back to the turret and he just is a little bit faster, he might be fine. I mean, but the presence of mines for Poolbay to also TP in there.
I think if Frog doesn't teleport though, they just insta-die. They insta-lose, don't they?
No,
or do they need to teleport two people back?
No, Frog teleported to the fight that they'd already won, to Baron.
Oh.
And then I want to see the health on their Nexus.
Bonk.
As I don't know if...
we tried to
I'm sure you know what will tell us. You know what will tell us. Sure.
I think it was pretty low. Look at that Jax damage. Man,
yeah,
I mean,
Satetab should have based, but it's
I mean, it's hard to know. Yeah. And DRX just kind of felt like if they weren't going to win in that moment, then they weren't going to win. And I think that that's kind of fine, I guess, to have that sort of idea. But, I mean, this was a wacky game. What are we giggling?
A good old spring, LCK CL Spring 2029, Game 21, also known as the fall of Noctrell. Despite them overcoming the matriarch of the land, Annie, they still lose the wall. Adapted in the Academy Award-winning film Hoofs and All, starring Tom Hanks as Rel's horse. I think it's Delta Tower. Everyone in chat spam Delta Tower 129. No, I really have to. I think that playing Ashe and Braum, it's really important. It's really hard, or Ashe specifically, into that comp, right? Yeah. But the key thing is when you die, and you are allowed to die when you get dove like that if you are behind the rest and they can do damage. But that positioning from Rahel, I think Fum wasn't really to blame, because obviously he should try and save.